Where's my Twitter stuff? There it is. God, look at that chub.
He's a chub.
That's an unusual video, so it probably was very different than what it looks like. I like how it looks like it needs poems. Feed her.
Feed her the poems.
She hungers. As she eats, she puts on more weight. Oh, and then she became one with
a black hole and sucked everything in. She got too fat.
Where is that? There it is. There we go. This is just putting on the weight. Oh wait, no, I was going the other direction. Where you go? She says, oh, no. She tonk.
She tonk?
She chunk.
Yes.
For some reason.
An ankles. That's beautiful. I love that.
It looks like something from Futurama.
Yes.
Re-show this stuff. This is for a walk cycle, I believe. But I did get at least some confirmation as to how to, or what people to put back here. So I basically had it right, or at least I had it good enough. So the only thing I need to change is, oops,
Luna?
Nope, to have her moved over here.
That is more appropriate.
I wanted to make sure though. So Luna will be. Well, I had to be careful with Luna because wanted her next to her, but I don't want her too far next to her. I'm gonna probably put her maybe right here because I want to make sure that there's not that she is still prominent and visible because you don't want to have somebody standing in the way of visibility from this angle at the podium. So, so there'd be that, and then
No, I need another pony. No, yeah, put him with his wife.
well, that would put all the princesses together. So,
But everybody up on that stage, oh no.
considering this is based a lot on Changeling too, she would have been affected pretty. These both would be affected pretty heavily by the Changeling. So.
It's like, a changeling stole my husband and forced him to consummate with the creature. He's like, yeah, and they could come back and do it again, maybe on a weekend, after I've had a couple drinks.
According to my husband, they forced themselves upon him. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep, I had no choice.
Like 3 times a night, even after they said they were tired and had a headache.
Even in their sleep.
Oh, no.
So yeah, so she'll be the other one here. And what? Oh, I was like, "Where's Twilight?"
Like, she's been on a diet.
Wait, there, she's gone.
She disappeared. She got an invisibility spell.
And boogity boogity.
No.
Friendship appears.
Hello, people who have joined.
It's like she's where's Twilight? Oh, she's 120. Like somebody's like you're not my friend. She's like, whoosh. Friendship. Friendship.
Make you do friendship right now.
Friendship.
It's more than friendship, Twilight. Too much friendship.
Oh, clumsy. No, so she's got to go away. Because need actual Twilight.
What? That's clearly the better Twilight.
I like how we have VN Twilight Sparkle and VN Twilight Alicorn. Because these were made when Twilight had just become an Alicorn. Now, if you were to name them, it would be Twilight and Unicorn Twilight, I bet. Because she spent more time as an Alicorn than that.
This is true.
This does increase my memory count a little bit, but not enough to matter. I'll put this in order, left to right. So with that one, that one, that one. I put Luna as second there. Okay, I gotta get Twilight down there. This is
so dark. Oh, that's kind of cute.
I just want upsies.
You got onesies.
I'm doing well. How are you doing? Oh yeah.
We went outside.
I'm gonna have the problem with her hair, but her hair has a lot more bones in it.
So you can make it wavy a bit.
Is this one? There's, I don't even know how many that is. There's 7 bones all the way across. Problem is this one still only controls so much, but at least I can make this one look better. For some reason she looks old.
Yeah, I was thinking her face is a lot squarer than the others. Different model artist, I guess. Maybe it's just in the head.
Okay. She's looking. I can't control her hair. You know, I don't think it's gonna matter. I'm just gonna open up the hair for editing now.
Hi, Ziggy. Zaggy.
Hey, Zigzag.
He came and went.
Well, thank you. And good luck at work.
I watched Mo stream for about 2 hours. I was at work yesterday.
Being productive.
Mm-hmm. So very.
I see her being less about angry and more unsympathetic.
I would almost think she would be like disheveled almost.
Yeah, murder them. I'll murder them myself. Bring me their heads and a curb.
They stuck me in a hole for a really long time. It was damp.
She looks sad. She just looks like uncaring. She's like, just shut the fuck up.
It's like, why are you still talking? I only got like 4 hours of sleep last night.
This she looks like irritated.
Yeah.
Like you are still talking.
She only got 4 hours last night. She really wants to go lay down. And she has to come to this stupid talk. It's like, just give my husband to him. I don't care.
I don't know. Like, her sad doesn't look sad. You literally
she does look
angry.
She looks angry. Yeah.
That's about the best I can
she
do.
looks sad.
But that's a little too sad. Her eyes are looking bulky. I don't want her to. I don't want to look like she's gonna cry. This looks like somebody just kicked a puppy.
Well, maybe someone did. Maybe it was Luna. She seems like she would kick a puppy.
Probably. That's not too bad. I need to turn her head more. She looks a little bit like sidelong look, but I don't want to actually look, so I'm just gonna kind of.
She still just kind of looks stern. See, the only face you're getting on her is either Kiki pupped.
What is Kiki
pupped? I don't know. I made up a word.
But what were you trying to say?
Yeah. I was trying to see either looks like puppy got kicked face.
Puppy got kicked and you put her into Kinky Pup.
Kiki Pup. She got Kiki Pup face.
That sounds like a food that you would order at your elementary lunchroom.
We did
introducing Kiki Pup.
I mean, that sounds about right. I do remember a sandwich we would get sometimes called Chuck Wagon.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, I have no idea what it was.
But you ate it?
Of course I did. I was hungry. Now she just looks sterner. She looks tired. Now she's mad. Now she's possessed. Now she's like, you what? You what? You wanna go? I will mess you up.
Bitch.
This horn's for stabbing. That's just what it'll do.
Yeah.
she's laughing. Yay! She's mad. Does not fit that face.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get a...
I mean, that looks sad. That looks sad.
It's the angle that I need to work at, though.
From that angle, she looks angry.
Actually, that angle works, kind of. Is her head high enough?
I gotta admit, she's my least favorite of all the princesses. Well, no, Flurry of Heart was worse. But
Flurry of Heart's not a princess.
she had a horn and
That made her an
wings.
alicorn, but I'm pretty sure that Twilight wasn't.
I mean, she was born to a royal family, so I mean, that by default makes her a princess.
But does the daughter of a princess be a princess?
yes.
The daughter of the queen is a princess.
Well, what's the daughter of a princess? I would think that's also a princess. This does feel like it needs research.
I'm curious.
Do they become a duke or a duchess, maybe? Would it be a duchess?
Daughter of the queen, but because she is the woman, her children do not. Oh, okay. So I think if it's only the male side carries it.
So I guess the title would be Duchess, maybe. That's what I think. It said something about Duchess up a little bit.
I think that's maybe a duchess.
Yeah, okay, so Duchess Flurry Heart doesn't have quite the same ring. Though she is the ruling monarch of the Crystal Empire.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's still Princess Cadence.
They're all princess!
Yeah, so that's I'm going off of the actual line of succession.
They are. She is the line of succession. I'm confused. Horse World is confusing. Let's just call her Duchess Flurry. Oh, somebody punched him in the face there for a second.
He's got the black eyes.
He does.
Looks like a skeleton.
He's like, I've been through too much shit today.
Alright, and I gotta get Twilight to not be Twilight.
She's like, I want to upseas, Twilight. We're in the middle of a war. Upseas! Twilight later. She's like, that rafter up there is really pretty. Hi, Mr. Changeling. What you doing up there? Corona. My Corona.
No.
No?
If you want it, you can have it. I can get you some Corona.
I bet you could. Here it's in plentiful stocks right now. She's so happy. She would be too. There could be a horrible war going on. She's just like, yay, Celestia's here.
I read a book about war.
It said the way you win is by doing stuff and then profit. Yay.
You just drop those explodey balls all over.
Yes, and then you win. And this is why everyone died in Fallout Question. It was all Twilight's fault.
have so much of a head turn. I love how every time I'm sitting over here, like everybody's doing their thing, and then Spitfire's like, "When you doing me?"
He's like, "What are you looking at?"
The Equestrian Council convenes.
We must.
The problem is getting everybody else to be ambient. Like these weren't difficult because this was just like making those little cycles. These are all kind of unique.
I mean, you just pulled one for Spitfire. Spitfire's was just copied off Rarity.
The Equestrian Council convenes.
From your Alicorn or Alucard video.
Oh, yeah, probably. I just don't think I can do that for anybody else. Shiny Armor and Cadence are different model shapes, so I can't copy anything to them.
You don't really animate too much with Stallions.
Well, he's a completely different body shape than even the Stallions, because he's not. He's got Big Mac's body. So he's got the beefy legs and the larger frame. So he's a different body shape than any of the other males like over here. These ones are essentially just, I think, the female with a couple changes in the structure. The back legs are different, and the nose is different. I don't have time for them to look at each other.
In Manhattan, the Equestrian Council convenes.
You think they would, though?
Well, if she's going to be up here speaking, they have to look at her, so they'd have to look. They have to be looking at each other at the beginning and then changing, or which that's kind of what Spitfire is doing. Or they'd have to be looking at her, look towards each other, and look back, and that's a really short amount of time to do that. I'd have to do the transition of like a second and a half, and then I'm left with like a second and a half in the middle. Nah. I think I'll just grab a random spot in the middle there and just make them breathe.
Breathing's overrated. Breathing is overrated.
Mainly just adding motion. I don't even care if it's good motion.
I just want this whole speech to be like just shining armor. Did we try to use garlic against some shining armor? That's vampires. It might work if you tried.
I know it's vampires. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, they're vampires.
That's what they are.
Kinda in a weird way.
They don't suck your blood, but they have the teeth for it, and so they suck your love. Love and blood, they sound the same.
Just like the shining, they don't suck your blood, they suck your love. Yeah, I know.
Oh, they do more than that.
Just wiggles his eyebrows, just clocks him. Shake that booty.
I'm trying to decide if I want to. You know what? I don't think it's going to matter. Normally, you'd have to bend the knees a little bit, but I'm not going to bother because it's just too short amount of time.
Hey, Scope.
You're at home.
No.
Are you at home?
Yes, he's very happy about it, I can tell. Are you at your parents' house?
You're at a home?
You're at a house. At your mom's. Okay. Is she doing okay? That's good. How are you doing? Eh. Yeah.
I agree.
Yes. I am looking forward to the day where I can go to horse conventions again. Now I'm starting to get concerned about whether or not Winnie City's still going to be a thing.
That's 3 months away.
Yeah, I know, and I'm kind of concerned.
I mean, most of the stuff's only been a month and a half in, so I don't think that one's going to be a problem. There's probably going to be safety precautions put in place, but...
Hope so. I'm worried about my parents coming up.
Oh yeah, because I'm going to be here.
Are you?
No, wait. Yeah, I will be. That trip was canceled.
Well, shoot.
We had to, because there was it was only in a month and a so.
Okay.
Well, they said they were going to take a hotel, weren't they?
I was going to let him sleep in my bed, and I was going to sleep on the couch.
You still can do that.
Yeah, but now we have to deal with you.
It's okay. I can just sit in my room.
Kind of hoping the mall will be back open. I doubt it at this point. I don't know what.
I don't think the business. No, I don't know that one. I don't know about. I can see them starting to open some things up, but it's going to be with restrictions, reduced hours, attendance allowed in, something.
Yeah, I didn't know your trip got canceled. That sucks.
Well, we were the flights. The problem was we couldn't cancel them for free. They would give her the money back, but they gave you the credit for a year, so we could still do the trip within the next year, and we just still have that amount carried over. And if we set up the flights earlier, we might actually have some money left over. So that'd be nice. But we were within the window that would actually cost money to cancel, but they had waived all cancellation fees. So that was nice. I have a little code right here for getting that when we were ready. But yeah, it was being that it would be just over a month to take a bunch of flights. That was too quick. We were pretty sure that a lot of the current things are still going to go to the end of the month at least, and then it was only a couple more weeks. So yeah, and it'd be different if my parents were younger, but they're 60s, mid 60s,
Yeah.
so they're in the higher risk category.
Oh, my parents are too. I don't know. They're gonna come here and just sit on the couch. I have no clue at this point.
Oh, it's because of who I did the flight with. We did it before 3-2, but it's also through Sun Country because they were at the time drastically lower price for the flights we were looking for to Vegas. So yeah. Well, that was the other reason we canceled them too. They sent out an email that they had changed the flight times to 180 everything. So we were going to be flying out there in the morning, and so that we can spend the day in Vegas. And they changed it to flying out in the evening.
Imagine all of Vegas is shut down right now, like completely.
But and then our return trip, we were flying out in the morning, no, like mid-afternoon, and then they changed our flight to where we'd be getting back at midnight. It was like, nah.
I think Scope there wants you to look at something.
Oh, I'm getting a live action CGI remake.
The furries demanded it. So
The furries, yes.
they were like, if you're gonna remake anything, give us the film that turned us all into furries.
I know, that's
when
why
we were young.
Well, that was Cats. Cats was going to be the Cats was the more furry one.
What,
more recently.
all that? That didn't turn people into furries. That made people ashamed they were furries.
No, some people got their jollies on it, I bet. But
I heard there was a version of that film out that got edited at the last minute where all the cats had like buttholes.
I don't believe that.
Don't believe that.
Who would have done all the CGI without any oversight to have all that added in,
I don't think
and then not have the save files to remove them?
They did remove them.
Yeah, they had to go through and digitally remove. But if they have all the files for making the movie, why are they having to do it from the post file? They have the raw files. They can go in there and just change up stuff. So to me, that sounds like somebody speaking bullshit.
Maybe. I mean, it's all rumors. So.
There's no reason why somebody would do that.
Yeah.
Maybe they're being malicious, but if they're being malicious, how do they get away with it for months on end?
I'm not thinking if it was true, it was like they wanted it in there at one point.
No, that makes no sense. No, that would be making the ratings so high that it would not matter. You'd be betraying part of your audience. So
they have cat buttholes?
Yeah.
I mean, cats do show off their buttholes a lot.
I think it was just a joke that people took seriously from somebody that had knowledge of something or felt that they should have reputable knowledge on the topic. But I don't see that being a thing. Why is it that it's so hard to remove something when you have the original files?
I don't think it was hard for them. I don't know.
They had one person that was supposedly brought on there to spend months just removing it.
I didn't hear
that. Was where this spawned from.
Yeah.
Is somebody had said that a friend of theirs had been hired on for the movie for the specific purpose of removing buttholes. No, I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
I never gave it that much thought. Just heard about it as a rumor. But yeah, CGI Robin Hood. The first Zootopia film. I guess that's probably what it would look like. It would just basically be Zootopia with Robin Hood. They made it all 3D.
Live action.
Oh, live action.
I don't have it up anymore.
Don't we already have a lot of live action?
It says
Robin
live
Hood
action.
movies? So what kind of look like cats? I guess is what they're going for.
Does she only have 3 fingers?
How many does Robin Hood got?
4.
He has 4.
Something about that just feels off to me. It's like she's got a raptor claw. She's like, "Rawr!"
These are E.T.'s hands.
That's like the face that like your grandma gives you. It's like, oh, such a good boy. You ate all the food. And he's all happy about it too because he got dessert.
Yeah, he ate dessert.
No, that's stupid. And if thinking that it's a surprise when they've already started doing the live remakes of everything, I have not seen a single live action remake from Disney yet. I have zero interest in it. I don't care if they're good or bad. I just have zero interest.
I was tempted to watch The Lion King, but I still haven't. So.
What was I going to do with her here? Oh, yeah.
I did see the Beauty and the Beast remake. I thought it was good. I just don't think it was as good as the original.
Oh, yeah, they did that too, didn't they? I've never seen that.
It was decent. I think they messed up the Beast's character a bit. I thought everything else looked fine. I think CGI looked fine. The characters looked fine. But then they made Beast dumber. I guess. I don't know.
He just barks the whole time.
Well, basically, I think one of the pivotal points for me in the original Beauty and the Beast is when the candle guy, I can't remember his name, it's the candle guy, he brings up to Beast, he's just like, she could be the one, and his response is, you think I don't know that? But he's angry. And the new one, he was all, the candle guy was all, she could be the one. He's like, what? No. Really? No. It's like, that's really dumb.
I've got to check.
You're not supposed to be that dumb.
I don't know. He said to have Luna on her right. There's a problem. Camera right or her right? Because if it's her right, then it's over here.
Where is her? She looks better on that side.
The only reason I would like the other side is because of the hair. The open side of her face would work better on the other side. So normally on here, when they show her, she's on her right.
I like how she's basically just not. For a while, they didn't give her her own chair, and she just like stood on like the platform.
She's got a spot.
Is it like a cat bed?
Oh, no, she got it right there. She's got a platform.
It's just like part of her throne. It's like, you stand over there on that perilous little fall.
But they didn't give her a throne.
They did in the last 2 seasons. I think they finally gave her a seat or something.
Well, there she's on the left, but I think that was a different situation. I just want to make sure, because if for the most part she was on her left.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, there she finally got a throne.
It is
way.
And it's on the right. That's what I wanted to check, because whatever her primary position is in terms of the throne, to me would make the most sense to put her there.
It's her rightful throne.
This podium isn't centered either.
Hey, Scope, you agree with me when I say Luna is worst princess, right?
I might need to move the camera for this. Because right now, how I always determine Clumsy
Clumsy's the one who speaks up.
No, the podium, or this line right here is middle. I measured it. So, because of that, the podium I can tell is off. So, that would be closer to a center.
Oh, wow.
No.
6 meters.
So
Hello.
It's closer, but oh, Dahito. Oh, I don't like the floating Luna head here though. Oh, Clemens.
Question
I'm
girl
doing
doesn't
well.
count.
Dahito, how are you doing? No, I think it's, to me, it's if here where her throne was put is on the left of camera left, then I will put her on camera left.
I'm imagining when even that throne got finally put in. She's like, I can't help but notice, sister. Your throne is bigger than mine. Well, I am a bigger pony, so it only makes sense. Sure.
If she was on the other side, it would actually be kind of cool to set up like a camera rotation where you kind of start from here. But I would only do that from the right around because the camera here has it on that side, so I'd want to come down from that angle if you were to jump to the other side. So, so I'm going to do that.
Meet the threat with our valor.
Hello, all the people watching, all the new people.
Luna just looks like...
She looks like she took some shrooms right before the speech started.
Oh, I know what face to go for.
It's like, does anybody else feel like they see space, endless space, out of the corner of one of their eyes? I remember reading this comic with Luna. and it just had like her hair was just an entire galaxy. But then there was like intergalactic wars going on in her hair, and she started freaking out.
She's getting the look where she's like,
Whoa.
where she's the Mexican that she had for lunch is starting to catch up to her.
Oh no, and she really has to go to the bathroom.
Can I do?
She's like, this is a super important meeting. Oh no, she won't vomit. It's like, this is a super important meeting, and I have to be here, and all the Equestria is watching, but I got the poots. I got the poots so bad. I'm gonna barf on her sister. Barf. Oh. Like, now I'm the bigger sister.
Council convenes.
We must meet the threat with our valor, our blood,
Yes.
indeed with our fair lives, to ensure that holy civilization, not changeling, rules Equestria now.
Why?
We must meet the threat with our valor, our blood, indeed with our very lives, to ensure that holy civilization, not changeling, rules Equestria now and always.
Black. There we go.
We must meet
Sasha!
the threat with our valor,
Sasha!
blood,
I'm
indeed with our very lives.
Is it snack
To
time?
ensure
I'm
that
hungry.
holy civilization, not
Sasha.
changeling, rules Equestria now
No,
and
no,
always.
It's amazing.
You may not believe it, but I have over 8,000 hours in this.
I mean, you did just create gold this then. I still think you should just do an entire video where you do nothing but stupid crap like that and just release it same day. That'd be amazing.
Kind of actually did.
We must meet the
No, you actually put effort into that. I'm talking about one where you just put no effort. We're talking about making my way downtown.
Yeah, this one was 8 hours of work. 8 hours of
Too
work.
much time.
I mean, all this animation was Derpy doing taxes. And it was copy paste. Her arm has broken threads. I didn't even care. And like her slowdowns when she was not on the keyboard was just me grabbing it and extending it. It was super like this. This beginning part was like super quick. Look, this is my favorite part. It makes sense. And that was lip syncing where I did 4 passes of puppeteering and I cleaned it up. So the lip syncing also took me like 20 minutes for the whole thing.
It's a beautiful plan, of course, you know.
And like even that little wobble of the head here was just happened to be a good remnant of her slapping her host on that. I still love this video. It makes no sense.
It's beautiful.
I just love it. She's just looking. She goes, "What?"
Keep floating away.
That makes no sense. No, I want to make more like this.
Yes.
Because I can do this in a week.
Yeah.
Actually, I could do it in 2. Like with the Rathlow stuff, I can make a video in a day.
If you made videos like this, people wouldn't think you're dead anymore.
Yeah.
Though I still want you to finish that other one. You're so close to finishing that one, and if you didn't, it would be a crazy show.
I mean, like, look at how poor the lighting is right here.
And you know what the best part about this whole video is? The ending. No.
Oh, you mean right here?
No. I didn't mean that. You know I didn't mean that. You had shipping. Shipping's the best. It's so adorable.
No, this is the best part.
I have to admit, that part's pretty good.
Like, that was one of the things I think I wanted to do from the very beginning, was just have her slam her hooves
I
on.
would got the loose.
But, like, there was no lighting done on this, other than I think I just put one big one in the background. It was so cheap.
It was beautiful.
And, yeah, I think it took 7.5 or 8 hours, so...
Tell me, I want to know right now, which has more views? That video or the alchemy video? Chemistry.
That's actually a difficult question. I don't think I know the answer to that. Okay, so let's see here. We have a drop in viewership apparently. Why did Saturday and Sunday see such a huge drop? Or Friday and Saturday? I don't know.
Random.
Internet.
YouTube being YouTube.
Okay, so... well, chemistry's a tough one because I had to repost it.
Okay.
So this is the re-upload. The comparison doesn't count. Oh, actually, it's right there. Oh, this is recent. Hold on, I gotta do lifetime.
One of those videos got a huge spike at some point. Oh, that's when it was released.
Well, that was when I released the video. So since then, I've only been getting like 100, 200 views a day. Chemistry has that one.
So chemistry has gotten more views.
Yeah, because the other re-upload would just add on to that. So it has gotten more views by almost 150,000.
A lot more work.
I love this though. The original for chemistry had 500,000. The comparison video had 550.
More people wanted to watch the comparison than the original.
The reason I did the comparison was because Nutrifin, when he did one of his videos, he posted the original and then he did hello Lan. He had somebody else post the comparison, and the comparison ended up getting like multiple times more views than his did. So I just made the comparison for myself because I knew that would probably be the case, and it's a good thing I did because I almost got as many views in the comparison. Mm-hmm. So
I watched the comparison, I think, at least once.
The problem with the comparison when I did that was the render for it was a bitch because I have in the background here the actual video itself just like blurred out and white, saturation decreased, and so it's kind of back there, and it helps with keeping the idea of it along the feel. But when I made this whole thing and I made it at the same time as the original, and then when I did the original, this one, at the end here I have this bit where it shows the comparison. Well, I was stupid and I didn't take a render of the comparison. I actually took the comparison's real file and put it in there. So it had to do all the rendering for all that blur, both videos and the actual video. This whole thing rendered in encoded in about 5-10 minutes, except for this small little section from like here to like here. That took like 3 hours. And I didn't even realize it until later because I just let it sit and do its thing. And I was like, oh.
Hey, at least it got done.
Yeah, it got done, but it was just, it was way more intensive on my system than I needed it to be. I should have just encoded that smaller video, then put it as a piece of the larger video.
Yeah.
But, whatever. Okay. I could actually put the camera like here,
with our
but I feel like Celestia needs to be centered.
valor, our blood.
Can I like side it like this?
Indeed.
Because I want to make sure that Luna is visible, but not too visible.
Just like Celestia would want.
No, because she went and put her in the moon where she was visible to everybody.
We'll see you real good up there. Everyone will love you.
But you have no power.
You have no power, and everyone's terrified of you.
So this is the problem with putting her here is...
That's the biggest gripe I have about Celestia, I think, is Nightmare Night. I get that her sister was banished to the moon, but why did she let her subjects create a holiday in which they told nightmare stories about her sister, which she still supposedly loved?
Because it was to be an ass. No, I don't know if I actually want to put her on this side. Because when she walks forward, she's like, I know where the camera is.
Yeah, but you think she would have encouraged, like, a happy memories of her sister, not, she's gonna eat your children? It's like, yeah, could you get my subjects to stop saying my sister's gonna eat their children?
Well, I didn't spread that rumor. Well, then could you, like, tell them that's not what happens? Oh, it's just children's play. It's fun.
It's like, she just comes back from the moon. Why do children think I'm going to eat them? Things.
It's been 1,000 years. Things happen.
Yes.
Can you think of a tradition that's lasted over 1,000 years here?
No, not really.
I always have this big problem, and it's one of the things with the Expanse books that's bugged me, is anytime you have a time gap where they have a group of people jump, and that the things that you hear about, that they talk about in the future, are always only relevant to the things you've heard before, but they've had an entire half lifetime in the middle there. It's where it feels like they ignore it. It was like we just wanted to move it in the future, and it's the same thing with like here where with Celestia had 1,000 years without her, and that the amount of things that would have changed. And maybe one of the reasons Nightmare Night is the way it is because over just 1,000 years is an insane amount of time.
Yeah, but she was there for that 1,000 years. She could have regulated that shit.
But also at the same time, she was still evil when she left. She could have been like the best sub princess for like centuries, and then she messes up one time, and suddenly the only things they remember is that she eats children.
She never ate any kids, as far as I'm aware. I don't know.
But
maybe she ate one just to try it.
There's like Borderlands just had a mission about that. This one lady's like was stuck in a closet eating nothing but caviar for 7 years, and at the end of it, she's like, "Can you go kill this guy? He's been really mean to me." Yeah, and grab his spleen too. They're like, why? Well, my mom used to cook spleen when I was younger. And they're like, what? She goes, yeah, human, it's actually not too bad. You never were curious? No.
Just started nibbling on this one kid. She's like,
Yeah, I think I'm going to actually put her there. It makes less sense, but in terms of the camera, it makes more sense. And even in this shot, it actually makes a little bit more sense too.
At least I can see all of what's his name, Shining Armor, through her hair. Can't really see her face in that shot very well. I guess you can. Her hair is translucent.
It'll look like this.
Either side, I mean, seems good.
No. This thing I gotta check here. Oh, is it 1.8? I thought I did that up. I want to make sure I'm not having a different error here. pretty good. I'm not. I've had an error, just like how I'm getting the error with the lights here,
Manhattan.
where they aren't processing correctly. There we go.
I do wonder.
I've had it where it does the same thing with ambient occlusion, so I wanted to bump it up to see if it had an effect. Huh?
I was just thinking about how traditions, and I wonder if they won't change as much now in than a more modern era, just because they're so commercialized at this point that I can see like the industries wanting to keep them the same. Or rather, they molded them in large ways.
They want them to change. If something changes, then they can market something else.
Well, I think they changed them to market stuff.
Yeah, but
in
it's
a lot of ways.
It's if you for Christmas, you can sell Christmas ornaments, but unless you change up and try to add something new every year, people are going to be like, "Well, I already have some of that stuff." So it's like how like designer fashion is usually built by them pushing stuff on models to try to push a different fashion, so people buy different clothes, and then they rotate. So they want to. If you keep everything the same, nobody's going to buy anything new. So you just add a 0.5 megapixel to your camera on your phone.
Well, yeah, but that's not tradition.
And then jam it in the middle of the screen.
Just selling the newest products.
We must
Okay, so
meet the
I don't. Okay, those two right there, good. All right, back to Cadence here, which is where I started.
In Manhattan, the equestrian council convenes.
Okay, so I need to actually have her follow Celestia here. So Cadence should be... Okay, I can't change the rotation of her chest. Do the neck and the head. Where's your head? There it is. Okay, what's considered looking at Celestia?
Manhattan.
50-50. Shining really doesn't care either way.
Yeah.
He's just like, eh. Just one's as good as the other, I guess. Both of them yell at me. Make me say it.
One's faithful, one's kinky.
One's faithful and one's my wife. Oh, that's awful. He wants corn dogs. That's all he wants.
Manhattan, the equestrian council convenes. Council convenes.
I just realized. She's
In Manhattan.
Oh, she's not. It looked like she was rocking.
It did to me too. Like she was wobbling back and forth.
It's because of what I thought it was going to be an issue. I need her back legs to move, not just with the ground, but her actual ones right here.
Equestrian council convenes.
Should help.
In Manhattan, the equestrian convenes.
A little bit, but still looks weird.
Equestrian council convenes. In Manhattan, the Equestrian Council convenes.
That'll work. I just reduced it a bit so she won't look so wobbled. Her eyes need to be locked on Celestia as well. That is Luna's eyes. There we go. Is she looking at her? She looks like she's looking down. No, she looks like she's just super uninterested.
She still looks angry.
I'm gonna turn her head up a bit.
No, she looks happy.
Let's fix that. Be sad, horse.
There, it's good.
I need to have her be sad, but
Now she looks smug. Like, sure. Now she looks like, I'm definitely a changeling. Yay.
We need to prove you're not a changeling. Smile.
Yay. Does that look like a changeling smile to you? Now she looks like she has to pee. Like really, really bad.
Smile.
Yes.
And she gets to here.
Convenes. In Manhattan, the Equestrian Council convenes. Council convenes.
Okay, that should work for her.
We must meet the threat with our valor.
In Manhattan, the Equestrian Council convenes. In Manhattan, the Equestrian Council.
Probably should have her blink somewhere in there. Fundies blink, don't they?
The Equestrian Council. In Manhattan, the Equestrian Council convenes. The Equestrian Council. The Equestrian Council. The Manhattan, the Equestrian Council. Manhattan, the Equestrian Council.
That should be fine for her. She's off the camera after that, so I don't care too much about what I do with her. Him is another story.
In Manhattan, the Equestrian Council convenes.
Do I want to have him looking around like there's threats? No. I think I'm just going to have him do the same thing. I think I'm going to have Spitfire staying as the fairly stoic, or the observant one. If I have too many people moving, it's going to distract from the focus there actually is. The crowd is going to have a lot of people moving and doing stuff, but they're going to be, the audience is considered like a single thing. So as long as one of them isn't doing something immensely awkward, all of them together are just seen as white noise. I'm not even going to add breathing to him. I'm just going to have him sit still. Yeah, I'm gonna have him blink twice. So he's gonna blink once towards the very beginning. Probably like that. He'll do a quick blink. Oh, I don't like that. I like this one. Okay. For a quick blink, that's too much. Perfect. And she blinks there. I can have him blink that long afterwards. Okay. I don't want them both just blinking once. I really feel like I have to have this camera move a little bit though. Camera after here moves up. So I could probably do that. So we're gonna, I don't want to start with the camera any further away because I'm pretty restricted on that. But I might be able to, because if the camera moves at all, it will make or reduce pretty drastically the amount of maybe I should work, the amount of animation I have to do. I think that works. The reason for that is because when you have, oh, I probably should have the focus start a little further away too. I gotta fix the focus. When you have no movement, the edges of pixels just sit there. And so if there is zero motion on a zero motion camera, you can literally just see the thing is stationary in the distance. But if you have even the tiniest of movements, some of the, especially in smaller objects, the pixels are going to shift just a little bit to try to meld with the pixel next to it or to make some kind of motion. So it makes a stationary model feel way less stationary. So by for this, if I don't want to have to animate him, I can just add some movement to the camera, and it will not hide the fact, but it will make it a lot harder to see. So like, he's got the head motion. That should be all I need to do now. Plus, it just adds something to it. It feels like when you're working in 2D, I can see you don't want to play with like 3D type camera work, but when you're working in 3D, to me that's an asset, and it's stupid not to use it. We should probably check this from this perspective. So I can't really see exactly where that line intersects, but There we go, I can see it. This, you can see the other part of the square right there. So I can see right there how it intersects. So the very beginning here, not touching. That should be close enough. She stops moving about here, so this is one. Now I'm gonna do the. No, I have to do it from here. We'll drop that back down. If I don't do this, she'll ever so slightly lose focus over time. That's fine. Yep, okay, so she's in focus now. I think that the aperture is not high enough to probably need to worry about that. Yeah, it's actually pretty low, because even like Shining Armor isn't really that blurred, probably as much as she is, so it's probably small, but just better to be safe than sorry. Hello, Frost. Greetings from Russia. That's a long ways from here. Well, thank you very much. Hopefully your country is faring well during the corona stuff. How was poop?
I just went and laid down for a minute.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of in like a food coma right now.
I'm wanting to go into one.
I'm trying not to, but I ate too much food. It was too good.
I went upstairs, laid in my bed, belched. That's what I did.
The life of a bachelor.
Yes.
What you did today? I belched.
I laid in bed and passed many gases. It was a good day.
Many gases.
Many gases. It was a very good day.
I had my 10 a.m. Passing of gas. And then an hour and a half later, it was a half hour earlier than normal.
Yeah.
My second passing. The second passing.
Yeah, it is Passover, so it's a good.
Another thing that was
I'm thinking, oh man, it wasn't about farts. That's news to me. Wait, the one about the gas is it's Hanukkah. Gotta keep that oil lamp burning. Pretty sure it was natural gas. Get the lamp going.
It's like she farted.
You did not shower today.
She's like,
You smell like horse.
ooh.
He's like, you got a problem with a man's natural scent. I was like, no.
Oh.
She broke.
She's like, do I smell?
She smelled really bad. It made her collapse in on herself.
She was so bad that she was trying to get rid of the smell by using her own ass. She's like, excuse me. I need to move the toilet over a little bit.
Spitfire does look like she would,
I might actually, for these shots, because you can't actually see the desks here, I'm going to take Cadence and Shining Armor and I'm going to move them a bit over. I'm going to take these two and also move them over Well, a little bit. She's actually pretty okay. But just inside the lip, so Twilight can move. I think it's better if they spaced out a little bit. For this, I was keeping them closer because in this shot they are visible. So to make them maintain visibility, that's where they would actually sit. But fun thing with cameras is you don't have, it doesn't matter. It's like that star right there. The fact that
Part of it's missing.
it's no the fact that there is no star there, and it was just to fix this star, and there's not actually 5 in a row. It's only 4. So it's stuff like that where nobody's gonna notice that crap.
I noticed.
Because I just said it.
Yeah.
There's a term for, I remember what they called it for when you think that something is obvious after it happened, and you're like, oh, or when somebody says, "Did you know this?" And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, but you would have never thought about it any other time. It was just they connected the dots for you, and there's a term for it. It's a type of bias. You're like, oh yeah, that makes total sense. I can understand that. Like, no, you don't understand it. Only because they told you that you do. I can't remember the name of it. Oh yeah, I guess it would be late where you are. So, good night. Stay warm.
Go sleep.
Good luck with disease.
I mean, though, once you do point something out to somebody, they should understand it. Maybe they didn't always understand it.
Well,
but they
it's
should
where
at that point.
not to understand it, but where they take it as something that they would have thought all along, or were like, I'm trying to think of an example.
I mean, in that situation, you should just be proud of how influential you are on that person.
Well, it's where even if there was, you could tell somebody multiple different things, and as long as enough of those lines connected, they would take that what they heard as their something, a kind of a decision that they would have almost came up with themselves, and because it's something that makes enough sense that you would think that even without their information, you would have came to the same conclusion. And it was science has a bias with that a lot, where it's kind of like a little bit like confirmation bias, where you're looking for an outcome, so that's the outcome you see, and it's the same, a little bit like that. Science. I think. Do I have the audio play all the way through?
Would you like to know more?
I can shorten this actually. Audio doesn't even go this far. Go to there. I can copy paste everybody.
So the changeling invasion that destroyed.
No, but I was adding some animation to some of the other camera spots, so I'm gonna add one here too.
Yeah, I have to talk to my parents tomorrow. Tell them that their trip could be very, very boring. Everything's still shut down. I mean, the only thing in Minnesota to even go see is the Mall of America.
No, there's other stuff. We gotta go figure what that is.
I don't. We just gotta figure out what it is.
There's the cherry in the spoon.
There's not going to the park right now.
In a month?
Maybe.
There's.
We got a spoon. I like that. It's like, there's nothing to see here. No, we got the spoon.
There's that's like in a month and a week, a month and 2 weeks. It's like a month. Yeah, it's like a month and 2 weeks. We should have tree green then.
Yeah, that's good.
And it might be nice. I think.
Zero.
Temperature-wise,
the
it should
trees
be
won't
above
be
40.
dead, and there's a good chance you won't freeze. So, yeah.
What else does Minnesota has a lot of really nice nature preserve in lake areas, but
not like Kentucky at all. Out in the country where my parents live, because what they want to see is more trees.
Well, the lack of redneck in those areas.
What, in these areas?
Yeah, when you go to the park, there's trees, but you don't have somebody out there with a shotgun. Get off my lawn.
I mean, if they know you, it's okay.
There's a lot less KFCs here.
It's true.
It's kind of your thing.
Not my thing. Not their thing either, really.
Minneapolis is a really pretty city.
Sure. Well, what can I do with two old people in the middle of a
Go to the
pandemic?
VFW? I don't know.
Minnesota needs its own SeaWorld.
Just start going to
Just
different.
penguins.
Just start showing them like a whole day of retirement homes. Just that's it. Don't tell them why. Just do it.
Funny story. My grandparents, when they were living down in Florida, we would go on their like little pontoon boat, and they were connected to all these little lakes. And my grandmother would go around and look at all the retirement homes. Like, there's that retirement home. We were talking about maybe moving into that one. They'd go, next one. My grandmother wanted to be in a retirement home, and I have no idea why. I think she's crazy. I guess she just liked the
Because
idea.
they cater to you.
Yeah, I think that's what she liked about the idea. Into a retirement home, she'd never have to cook or clean again. That's all she does. I think she would have gotten bored.
I think it took my grandma until she was like early 90s before they finally told her she had to go to a home.
I get having to go to a home, but my grandmother wanted to go to a home for a while.
Mine was a farmer's wife, and her husband died in 1990, and she lived on her own until like 2010. She was fine. She was like 20-some years on her own in her 90s, just still cooking and cleaning. She had to be told to stop.
Yeah. My mother tries to get my grandmother to not do so much. She still climbs up and down the stairs, and she's fallen down once. She just happens to sleep no more. But she's like 82 now or something. Too old to be pushing herself.
Announces plans for a counteroffensive against the.
You can have Luna kind of be like, she's like, alright, and here's Celestia. Yeah. But sure.
This is my sister.
It's like she's show and tell in elementary school. And that's Celestia. She's
Roller a la question.
this tall.
Oh no. Pat her on the head.
Everybody give her a round of applause.
I.
Peekaboo.
No.
Peekaboo.
Where, oh, there she is. Oh, she came back. Oh, she's gone again. Where'd Luna go?
Michael is missing object permanence.
Where'd Luna? I like Luna. Where'd Luna go? She's dead. Luna is dead.
No, I can't.
You know, you'll just have to create another sister for Luna or for Celestia.
Yeah, I can't actually move.
too bad.
Oh, she stopped dancing.
I was gonna have you replace her with a better horse. Who deserves to be in this video because
Rose?
she's the best. Rose has replaced enough horses.
Well, no, Roselec. She's kind of been the one that replaced to be used.
The doctors.
The doctor's
Yeah.
doctor's companion.
She's not even a very good companion.
Why?
Because she's not the best. To me.
We must
Everyone knows the doctor's best companion is Derp Derp.
No,
Yes.
because she probably starts everything on fire.
Yes, but that's what makes her fun.
Fun. You've killed 100 other ponies.
My bad.
You It's okay, pat pat.
Yes, you're cute.
In
Yeah,
Manhattan,
Half muffin.
the equestrian.
Alright, I think I'll just have Twilight do the same. At least for right now, I'll have her. If anything, I could see her being in like a panic.
Twilight would be the one in the most like frazzled state.
I don't know, it depends. It's like she'd be like, oh my god, I don't like this. And they're like, Twilight, the changelings burned down the library. Those fuckers. Murder them all.
Oh, that's why she's twilighting, I think they would refer to as. And she has her hand healed. She's no. Just no. It's like I like this face because it looks like she was in the back just freaking out, and then Luna just slipped her something to help her calm down.
Notice me, senpai.
just she's like, what did you give Twilight, Luna? It's just something to help her calm her nerves.
Oh, it's starting to kick in.
She'll be fine.
She's like,
Luna would be just the casual drug user, just all the time.
no, it's Celestia
It's like I'm 1,000 years old. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want.
Celestia when it kicks in is a lot more fun. So this is Celestia when the drugs kick in.
I've already told myself if I ever get to reach like 90 years old, I'm gonna find all the drugs so I can do them. Cause you gotta be like responsible throughout most of your life, and healthy, and raise a family and whatnot. But when you're 90, what are you holding back for? So any 90-year-olds watching this stream,
our valor,
you know
our
what
blood, indeed with our very lives, to ensure
she's
that
been hitting
pony
something.
civilization,
I think it's been a board
not
upside the back of the head.
rules Equestria now.
Oh, that is.
And
This is even this because the other one it's far enough out that it's awkward enough, but this is the uncanny valley way.
Yes.
our blood.
It is
indeed with
the
our
uncanny
very
valley.
lives,
Because it's just
to
off.
ensure that pony civilization, not changeling, rules Equestria now and always.
Like what she says now.
Rules Equestria now.
Celestia, what are your thoughts on the changelings? Celestia. Celestia.
No. Yes. She's like, what? I'm
Killed him. Killed him.
There's only one way to know. It's like, but anybody could be a changeling.
And
It's like,
always.
burn them all. Just locks the doors.
We must meet the threat
Sets
with
fire
our
to the
valor,
building.
our blood, indeed with our very lives. We must meet the threat with.
Can I? Okay, I want to see where's Smirk. Oh, okay, there we go.
We must meet the threat with our valor, our blood,
Way too happy.
indeed with our very lives, to ensure that pony civilization, not changeling, rules Equestria now and always.
Okay, actually just having that on the whole
We
time.
must meet the threat with our valor, our blood, indeed with our very lives.
This is really creepy.
To ensure that pony civilization, not changeling, rules Equestria now and always.
Her Highness Princess Celestia announces plans.
This like evil glare.
We must meet the threat with our valor, our blood,
God.
indeed with our very lives,
Jeez.
to ensure that pony civilization,
Okay, Undo.
Not
Hell.
changeling. Rules Equestria now and always.
I feel like her eyes are still off. That I think is non-essential stuff.
Our valor.
Oh wait,
Where'd Twilight go?
I want to make sure I wasn't touching her stuff.
Council convenes.
Okay, everything's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so I think the end here is... so I can keep Twilight's face here. I just had to put her eyes...
Speaking of drugs, I'm gonna get a drink.
Council convenes.
Ponies drive me to drink. Twilight.
In Manhattan, the Equestrian Council convenes.
I think having Spitfire be the only one move
the
here,
Equestrian Council convenes.
I think is fine. At least gives a little realism to the panel, but without going too far.
What's that about Spitfire?
I think her having her moving that little bit is all that really needs to happen.
In Manhattan, the Equestrian Council convenes.
The only two professionals up on that stage. It's really her and Shining.
Professionals?
Yeah, like ones who actively had it as a job for protection and security.
No, she did.
She was a librarian.
She's got the wings. So how many times by this point has she saved the country?
Lots, but she wasn't trained for it. She just
And how
got
many
thrown
times?
in.
How many times has Shining done it?
He tried real hard, but
He got brainwashed.
yeah, he did. But
And
in
then
his defense,
Cadence got shoved in a hole.
but in his defense, the changeling sexed him up a whole lot. And he just-
Spitfire unless the episode is about the Wonderbolts, anytime the Wonderbolts have ever showed up, they get taken out in 5 seconds.
yeah, she's not great at it, but she's trained for it.
Because like the one time with like Spike,
She just immediately just smacked him.
yeah, they are not a military force.
They're
They
supposed to be.
They're the Blue Angels.
I mean, they're supposed to be though, but they're just as functional as the guards in the castle.
Mm-hmm.
Just immediately get destroyed.
Oh, I need to have her eyes.
Its council convenes.
I mean, if any of them were good at their jobs, they wouldn't need Twilight. So,
But they were trying to make her into a princess.
yes. Those Spitfire's excuse. Yeah, I knew the whole time I was helping make you a princess by failing at my job miserably. It's just Shiny's just like, that's why I had to have sex with a changeling. It was to make you a princess.
Council convenes.
Oh,
I think something happened there.
I don't think I can have her fully blink. I can have her blink most of the way though. And then since you can't see it, it's fine.
Council convenes. Council convenes. Council convenes. In Manhattan, the Equestrian Council.
So now I think the main thing is just adding some of the animation to Aluna. But what do I want to have her do?
I want to do the hair first and just get that out of the way.
How do I do the hair?
You gotta make it wavy.
No.
It moves. When does her hair not move?
Because if I make her hair wave, then what about Celestia's?
Celestia's is tied down.
Yeah, but if you have a rabid dog and you hold the dog down, it's still gonna wiggle.
They trained it before they ever.
It's well trained. It's potty trained.
Yeah, they tranked it. They hit it with a tranquilizer.
Tranked it?
Yes. It's sleepy.
It's just like a special shampoo.
It takes hours.
No, I was. Her hair, you could do a better job of, but you can't. It's still not going to be that great. Because it's not like a normal wave, like with a tail where each one propagates on itself. Each of the individual bones has to almost be locked to the position it's in and move separate from everything, which is a lot harder to do. But I didn't want to have her main move for two reasons. One, it's annoying. And two, I don't give a shit. So she is just going to be... I kind of want to have her look around a little bit more, but
I'd almost feel like she would be the one with like the super serious face, looking around, watching for anything out of the ordinary. As much as Spitfire would be.
No, that'd be she's a leader.
Yeah,
they don't care about that stuff. They have other.
She's also a warrior. She's the one.
And she eats children.
Luna Warrior Princess. That's who she is.
She eats children.
Luna always struck me as somebody who's more willing to throw herself into a fight than have others fight for her. That's just always been my impression. Not that you get very many opportunities to see that. She does strike me as paranoid, too.
Okay. Should be enough to go off. Oh, I want Spitfire. Okay, so I want her looking around, but not like... She's actually turning to look. I want Luna to look around, but I want her to look around subtly. So like here, I'll have her, what should you call this? Forgot to lock your legs.
I feel like Luna wouldn't be watching Celestia as much as she would be watching the crowd. I think that's where she would differ from the rest of them.
Well, she would be looking at the crowd. I wanted her to look like she was looking at something specific, but Luna, where she's just doing what Celestia is doing later, which is to just look at everybody. Just to look out across the group.
Mm-hmm.
But now she got little hooves.
Not just from food.
It should be fine. back to a more neutral position as she goes to look over at her sister. But I need to have her mane turn in because I don't want to have it like clipping into her. So it looks like she's looking at her.
It looks like she's kind of looking past her. But, I almost feel that's more appropriate. Why would she be looking at her sister? She'd be looking at the crowd.
Well, you know, but when she's standing up there, it's also about presenting yourself, showing strength of the monarchy.
They're supposed to be equals.
Not diarchy, a diarchy? What do they call that?
There's two rulers.
Yeah, I think it's a diarchy.
I mean, they're supposed to be equal, but Celestia gets the bigger throne.
Celestia gets a throne. Luna probably had to like...
She got one later, eventually. I mean, it was the castle of the two sisters, not just the castle of Celestia.
Yeah, but what they don't know is that there was actually a third sister and it wasn't Luna.
they had her killed. I was like, what was that? That video from that one guy. It's like, yeah, me and my sister's forcing us to retire. I think it's her passive aggressive way of telling me I'll never be Lord of Equestria.
I wonder if I even need to do a blink there.
No wrong time for a blink.
Hmm?
There's no wrong time for a blink.
Having where she's blinking 3 times in 2 seconds, that's a little quick. Especially with eyes that are so easy to or they're so easy to see compared to normal eyes. So I think I can just do a blend with this and have her eyes move. When I do, now, eyes are acting a little bit differently here. So this, they are going down already, so that's fine. But the rest of it is not acting correctly because it's starting too far over. So to offset that by moving a little to the left. Yeah, a little down. There we go. Still a little bit. That's better. Okay, so when she goes to lean over here, that's fine as it is. We'll do a little something with her here. Make it drastic just to make sure it fits the motion I'm looking for. Too fast. Okay. That was what I was doing wrong. Okay. And then she just stops moving completely. Oh. Twilight needs to blink.
No. She needs to just stare. He is probably the cutest horse up on the stage right now. But it's a low bar.
Twilight?
Yeah.
What's Spitfire?
I mean, she's cute. But Twilight's cuter.
She's got a little suit.
The suit is
It may not be
cute.
socks, but it's close.
Okay.
It's like the opposite
I mean,
side.
it is kind of the opposite side. If it was a hoodie, hoodies are cute.
She's wearing. Look, she's wearing. She was wearing socks.
Ah, scandals.
It's metal socks.
Do you remember the episode where they had the Applejack put on those boots and everybody was freaking out? It's a good episode.
Because it had room for toes.
No, it didn't. It wasn't those, but it's when she put the leather boots on. They just straight up look like black socks.
Oh yeah, those ones. Because she did wear other ones though that had like the bits at the end, like for toes.
Yeah, which is weird. Rarity's worn shoes like that before too. It's weird. It's weird when they put human clothes on the ponies. Like
Socks are human clothes.
they didn't do that in the first few seasons. They put saddles on them and stuff.
That was a little weird. It implied things.
That was like a direction from Faust.
Yeah.
They weren't supposed to wear human clothes. They wore like saddles and. She said she tried to use bridles, but Hasbro said no on the bridles. It implied too much. There are horses. Why wouldn't they wear bridles? And socks. Horses wear socks.
You tail one. There it is. The tails all felt exceptionally perky.
It would be down.
Well, it was more of I didn't want to have a gap here, where by having it sitting up high, and you get this gap right here. To me, that would be weird. But if it closes off that gap, it feels more as one cohesive unit. Nitpicking.
Horses tuck their tails under when they're scared or sad, just same as dogs.
I know, but I don't think they're supposed to be scared. They're just making an announcement right now. And anybody up here should know what that announcement is, almost word for word.
Mm-hmm. Heck, Twilight probably tried to help her write it.
Probably.
And she's like, I'm like way older. I got this.
So is there anything I need to do in this shot besides... No, I think it's basically...
Maybe you could have like some glasses of water on the desk or something. I feel like those desks are super empty.
I was waiting for you to instead be like, maybe you should put some water on the desk because ponies get thirsty and they need some water.
That would be why it would be there, yes. Ponies do get thirsty.
No, I thought about that too.
I mean, why
or
else
even
would you have
coffee.
this?
Like some kind of a drink.
So, yeah. And glasses of water would do the standard. Coffee's good too. Yeah, the solo guys. What are they drinking? Just drinking booze. Cupcakes. We would have cupcakes. So this is like a glass.
Well, if I search glass, I'm going to get a lot more than just a glass.
Yeah, glass cup.
But then the word would have to be on both.
Yeah.
So to me, cup would be the one that would be used.
That one almost look good. Yes! Like McDonald's.
She went to Princess Burger. She got a big burger.
That would be it, but everybody else has like a standard glass, and just Twilight has the McDonald's cup. The big gulp. Even better.
The drinking hat.
Yes.
It's bonk.
Monk juice.
Sonic Punch. Cherry Fusion. Now with isotopes.
Yum yum.
Contents. Water and radiation. And sugar.
And sugar. Delicious radiation. It's crazy that there's not just a glass.
There is. It's glass. I'm at 415.
Yeah. There was one decent looking coffee cup.
Yeah, I don't want all of them drinking coffee. Glasses of water would be the best, because if I have all of them at the same, it stands out less. Oh, what's this? That is light outdoor glass. Oh, that's a light.
Trying to remember if I remember any Steam games that just had a glass cup somewhere, but that kind of work. Kinda. It's like a wine glass. Glass bottles. Just have the big old bottle of booze on Celestia's.
Oh. There we go. Bye-bye, Dylan.
You could have been famous.
Yeah, it could have been. Or I can make him shut up.
Subscribe to this face right now and you could become
Ooh.
famous. Oh, there you go.
There's no water in it, but
I mean,
an applejack.
those are cute.
Look at him dancing.
They transform horses. That's the perfect glass, though. Is there some way you could texture it to make it look like it has water?
No.
No.
You could put texture at the top, but then I wouldn't be able to deal with it in the bottom. But from this distance,
How are you gonna tell?
who the hell cares?
No. Yeah, that's awesome, actually. Maybe we could find like a water pitcher to put on there as well. We can fill the glasses themselves. And the glasses being empty would make more sense. They just haven't filled them.
Picture I can find much faster.
Well, that's just a straight up equestrian picture back there.
What?
That one.
It's from Fluttershy's cottage.
I mean, it fits the world.
Yeah, but it would also stand out like a sore thumb. No, the lighting's low enough. Nah, you know what?
Like the last
No.
one better.
Because more than likely during a speech, it's like the same thing at panels at conventions. They don't put a pitcher of water on the table. There's water if you want to get it, and we can bring cups up, and they have cups, but they don't put the water refill right there. So probably not.
Seems like an oversight.
But
Book of Arcane Science. It's awesome to really The Book of Arcane Science. I'll just put some books on next to Twilight.
if there was a meeting like this, what would everybody bring? To me, Twilight would have a stack of books sitting here.
Yeah.
Research material.
Just tucked behind the vent desk. It makes a lot of sense, yeah. A little bit of a nod to her character.
That's not the only one though. So we got, let's take this one. Damn it. Just outside of range. So we got one book.
That book is just amazingly big.
Okay. Please, this book to recorder office. Okay. It's fine. Actually, she would probably not have them scattered.
Depends on how frazzled she is.
Probably have their most important ones accessible. And then she would have her pile next to her of just in cases. Okay, and then what would...
I don't think Spitfire would have anything really on her.
I can see maybe a notepad.
Pony called no. All the
Pony called what?
just noteworthy. Not funny. Pretty standard notepad. I don't think I see notepads like that anymore with the yellow paper.
They work fine.
Just don't need a pencil.
Nope. She's a Pegasus. She just looks at the paper and then just sighs, and then just neighs, and that's how she remembers everything.
Nay. Shining would have a corn dog.
You're not allowed to talk anymore.
But he would.
He's got a Big Mac. He's got a Big Mac and a fry.
If you put a corn dog on that desk, people would get the reference and it would be hilarious.
But it's not made to be funny.
It's not gonna be funny, but people would see the corn dog and be like, ah.
You said it wouldn't be funny, but then you said
The
it
overall scene's not funny, but the reference would be give people a grin.
No, that's not. I don't own the video, so I'm not going to start throwing in little things.
Corn dog.
I'm going to give,
See, Clumsy's with me.
no. No, the one thing I'm not liking with this notepad, it's too bright. That's a little better, I think. I'm gonna give them each a notepad. What's the other model? Paper. There are these models of stacks of paper. That could work too. Oh. Oh, I was gonna crash. I'm getting close. Thought there's a different stack of paper though. Poop paper.
It's a lot of paper.
They're bound.
They're clearly all newspapers.
I might have to go to that cheaper one. This one.
Are they handing out flyers?
No, but if you're enacting policies and stuff.
Same on both sides.
Damn. I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave it as it is right now, but I think I might have to check the original to see what they put on the desks. Let's see. But I think that is in essence enough for this scene, other than filling in the poems. Which I can probably do now, because if I need to, or processing, I can just hide it and mute it. That should help. Because this scene I can't do too much. Well, I can put some of them in, I guess.
You still have to animate them in that scene, don't you? Or they are done.
All these ones, well, everybody's going to be applauding. Mm-hmm. So, for the most part, it's going to be easy because it's going to be just them going bam, 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 bam. Except Twilight.
She's not going to applaud. She's
just have her staring
nervous.
forward with her hoods on her head like... Ugh.
I just imagine her just fidgeting and looking nervous and just like thinking more about the situation that they're actually in rather than the hopeful speech she just gave.
Or maybe they wouldn't be applauding.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
if you see most times where policy is enacted, the other policymakers behind whoever's speaking is usually also applauding.
I feel like Twilight would be applauding too, because it would kind of be like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Celestia is crazy. We're all gonna die. I just don't think Twilight would be the one to not applaud Celestia. If it was anyone else, sure, but Celestia.
I don't know.
She actually believes her BS.
Well, I can at least start filling in some of these seats.
With more of the cute bones.
So 2 choices. I can import the newer models in, or copy paste the ones that are here.
I just copy paste the ones that are there and just put them everywhere. Grab one, put it in a seat. Grab one, put it in a seat.
Because I can do it by... yeah. Because I don't think there's enough random different seats to work. Plus, if I did that, this pony, every time you saw the yellow pony would be looking to her left and talking.
Yeah. Well, you can just put it in a different time on the animation.
But I would have to also then put another one next to her that was looking to that direction.
Well, you can talk to people without them looking at you.
That's what's happening over here.
Yeah.
Well, she's just looking around. She actually doesn't care.
She's just like, that guy's hot.
I think I think I'm gonna bring in the new ponies.
That pony over there looks like it's just like, oh, we're gonna die.
Which one?
The pink one. Further down, not that one, not the pink coat. That one. She's just like, ah.
She's fine. She's just tired.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna bring in new pawns because I think if I can create,
You're out of colors.
oh, I got them over here. No, not create new pawns, but bring in these ones. Copy paste the new ones. Bring them in all different positions and timings. If I can do that, like 1 or 2 more groupings, then I can grab those chairs in groups. Until then, no.
Oh, this is
Let's use other doppelganger, so I'm gonna go over there. Some there. Some there. There. Down there. Trying to be random without being too random. Like I don't want to put these ponies to where then they're a very, very short distance of each other. Once they're in these seats, it doesn't matter. Usability of all these. There we go. You are not the right one. This one. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna move you over here. I want to fill up that front row before I start putzing with the row behind it. Spread the females out a little bit. Is it a male again? Oh, it is. Yeah, it's fine. I can do that. There we go. Alright, so they have assigned seats now. Now it's about grabbing. Okay. So that's the standard. just have to do it this way. Okay, so this is one cycle. No, that wasn't one cycle. How long was one cycle? It was one cycle. Okay. For those that weren't in the stream back when I did these setups, so I had done on Berry Punch here a bunch of like pre-made 3-second loops of her doing different things. So her looking to her left, to looking to her right a bit. Yeah, looking left, looking right, yawning, shaking her head, checking her hoof, talking with the person to her right, talking with the person to her right, sitting with looking at the person to her right, sitting looking to her left, talking to the person to the left, and then stationary, with the purpose of I can then, because the other part is about 5 seconds, I can copy paste pieces of these, because they're all, other than the looking left and right, they're all like merged to where they all go in with each other. And I can make a random sequence of animation that's an idle of sorts. And what that lets me do is have, when I do all the play with all the timings and stuff, it makes an audience that looks like they're real with the least amount of work. Also, all of these ponies make up only 7 models. So each of these are unique models with a blank white texture, and then I use the color override on them to make the color that you see. In doing so, it allowed only 7 models to be loaded in memory and 1 or 2 different textures. I think even the males are the males are their own thing. That's why they all got cheese. And they are, so it's 2 different textures and 7 different models loaded, and with only 7 models and 2 textures, I was able to turn them into 21 ponies. This keeps RAM usage way down, and then I just have to take those 21 and spread them out randomly. And otherwise, this RAM usage, if I did all unique models, would be through the roof. So this is my way of compensating for that. And it actually works pretty good. I did a test on how many of those I could load, and without animation, I was able to have over 100 easy. So, I mean, right now I'm sitting at, we got those 21. I've got 2 more groups here, so that's 63 right now. And if I turn the lights on, yeah, the performance gets killed, but the concern is when I'm rendering whatever, if it takes a long time to render, it takes a long time to render, but I want to be able to work in it. So this is the frame rate that matters. When I have the lights off, and I'm right now still running at like 12 or 13, and I can animate on that. But if I double this amount of ponies, then I'm going to start running into issues on being able to do that. So if I'm unable to work with it anymore, I just have to check to make sure if I can render, and if I can render, then I'm fine. But I'm not going to be able to fill up all these seats, so the idea is fill up as many as I can. Then I want to try to get back to this seat right here. If I can cross that threshold, actually I wish I could get the one behind that, but that probably won't happen. But I want to have a crossover range, and I'm going to render multiple copies and have them with a mask between them, so that it makes it look like one video when it wasn't one video. I can actually show you a example of something I did just recently that's utilizing that. With that open.
But
She just sat down.
My phone.
Yeah. Hmm? I also made sure that their butts don't move at all. Just realized that I had to go through and lock all their jiggles. Anyways, so on that last Rathalos one I did, I wanted to have him do one eyebrow go up, but I don't have the ability on his flexes to separate the eyebrows. So So I wanted to have his one eye go up more. So the original render looks like this. So it's both of his eyebrows go up evenly, but then I rendered a second time where I have both the eyebrows go up even more. So you can see that they're a lot higher raised. And then I just masked over one of them. So when now when I do it, I have his right eyebrow goes up way more than his left one. And that is because if you look at the mask here, so I have the mask is just simple. It's a box that cuts it in half. But what it does is it, and the preview is going to be rough with it, but you can see this is up, down. You can kind of see the pixels there move. So what the video itself has both eyebrows up in one and both eyebrows down in another, but I then just covered up part of it. And the nice thing is with SFM is as long as you only keep the amount of changes minimal or aren't cascading changes, you can remove things from a shot. As long as the camera is maintaining the same and maintaining the same location, you can do that. It's pretty neat. Another way I did that was for there it is, the Rogar one. Did I already move all the video files? I must have. Drive's got to spin up. There it goes. Yeah, I don't think I did. Did I rename? Oh, I must have renamed the folder. Or maybe I put it in here. Yeah. There it goes. Not so fixed. So what I did in here was at the very beginning, Rogar had it's got a thing on this because of the stuff I did, had a weird reflection thing here. So if I actually pull up the raw video, you can see in the water there his actual reflection, and that was really annoying because it was distracting. Like, that's not how water works. And I didn't want that in the final. I liked the way that it reflected everything else, but I did not like the way that it reflected him in the water. So to get rid of it, I went and painstakingly masked it out. So I did 2 different renders. One without Grogar. So it's the same video, but it's just no Grogar. He's not in there at all. And then I think I did a no, I didn't do a no bell because there was a little bit of a reflection of the bell here, but I considered it minor. And then I just went and masked it out, so you can actually see here how the masking. Let me get the preview a little bit in there. So I had to go through and follow his face to try to make it so that you weren't seeing the reflection. So every now and then on the very edge of his face, you can see a little bit of the stuff that was behind it, but for the most part it's gone. It's not actually a model, it's a map. And the map itself is like a mirror something, and it's supposed to be a mirror finish, but one of the versions of the map has a liquid look to it, and I use it a lot for reflection stuff. The reflection works the best at a very low angle though. The steeper you make the angle, the less it works. And also it reflecting things off camera that are too far off camera doesn't always work, because it's still going to be called. So here we go. So now you can see, so I had to go through each frame and move it to try to follow it to block it. So here it didn't matter. It was just prepping for when he came in it again. And I had to keep adding more dots over time sometimes to try to get it to match what I needed. But without this, it had that reflection. So by just doing that overlay, it allowed me to like manipulate some parts that you could see. And because SFM on a render, as long as the camera doesn't move, it will always be exactly the same. So if I remove Grogar, everything else is exactly the same. So I don't have to mask out him exactly. I only have to mask out the parts that I care about. And that comes in handy. That's a pretty useful thing. I'm not going to dig for it, but I also have like a video of a crossover where I took 2 different videos where I took the I rendered something in one map, and then I changed the map, and then I rendered it again, and I overlaid them 50-50, and it looked like the pony was walking through like a half world of 2 different places. It was really neat. I don't know how many times you have to use something like that, but it actually allows you to like walk through memories, where you can have them walk through something and having it multiple save files of certain situations and have them fade between them. The main reason I was originally testing that was because in Remembrance, during this part, originally for this part, it was going to be where the camera was instead like behind Twilight from here, and it was going to fade between different scenes and the environments of being with her friends in those environments. So I was going to have like Applejack kicking trees and then waving at her, Rainbow Dash flying in from down to the sky and then waving at her, Pinkie Pie cooking, Rarity in her shop, that I was going to have them actually doing things that they normally did and just like waving hello to Twilight. But to have it actually be the actual maps and everything, but having her still walking through and from hallway to hallway, it would beginning to end one shot. And so I had to test that to see if that would work, and I never ended up doing it, mainly because it would have taken forever, a long time. And the second being, one reason I like these shots is it removes their face, and therefore it makes them feel like disconnected and spiritual. But if you saw their face, then they feel real and tangible. And so I didn't want, on any of these scenes with the little ghosties, that I didn't want anybody's face showing. Not even Twilight's. Not until like reality kicks back in. I can show you. I can dig it out. The Fallout one, I did a crossover between. I did a crossover on the Fallout one to move from one map to the other, but it was still masking the edge of it. This, what I'm talking about, is. Oh, I don't even know if I'm gonna. Oh, it's right here. So this is where I was testing to see if I could fade between, and don't rely on some technical aspect of something to work without knowing it 100%. So this was me just making something stupid just to see if it would work. So I went from one map, and then I had rendered it in another. And with the same camera movement and the same twilight. The lights were a little different, so her lighting changes. But I wanted to see, could it work? And it did. But what the cool aspect of it is when you can do both just sitting over without a fade. So you can do some really weird things, I think. So, you basically can use any opacity between the two. So I've used it here. I'm trying to think of other situations I've used the masking like that for. I've done it a lot for just removing stupid little things. Where else? I know I've used it a few other times. Destiny I did some stuff with, but I didn't do phase like that. That was before I even knew I could do something like that. The big one was Fallout. Was with the fade from this map being because those are two different maps, masking along this line. So the coloration changed from blue to orange is like that because of that, but this is actually two different renders. And I used this line of the door as the trace point. But I thought that transition turned out great because of that. I highly recommend playing with some of the masking things because it opens up a lot of doors for stuff that you wouldn't be like before, where the model's restricted to where you're not able to do one thing with the eye and not, or with one eye, or you can do something with both eyes but not one. Well, then just render it both with one and not the other, and then mask it. I think I've done that with eyes before too, where I had to render one eye one direction, one eye the other direction, and because I just don't want to change the textures. I'm trying to think of there's those big things I can think about of that worked, where it was moving between maps, but there's sometimes these little subtle small things you can do too, and I can't. I'm not thinking of any of them right off the top of my head. No. Did I with this one? No. Yeah, I can't think of any of the other ones. Well, that was just After Effects that I was doing that in. I have the Adobe Suite, though I'm considering getting rid of it and just grabbing a free program because I feel like for how often I use it, it's kind of a waste of money. I swear there was at least one other. Well, I did do that with this one. This was me playing with the model's trying to add trying to be artistic, so using silhouettes. But I did the same thing actually here. I think that actual background, you can actually see this edge here because I didn't even clip it right. But I believe this whole background was done in After Effects too. This was a green screen, and so I actually moved those within After Effects. But I did the same thing here of having them fade in. Yeah, I can't think of any of the. No, I didn't do anything on that one. Okay, yeah, I can't think of anything else. I swear that I had something in this one. But I don't think so. So I can't remember if that water was reflected normally. I think I might have put something over it to make it reflect. No, this one didn't. Anyways, back to these ones.
Pick up a phone call that was.
Did you go have another lay down?
No, I talked to my mom. House nearly got hit by a tornado.
Their house did?
Yeah, they lost a tree, like the barn. Neighbor's barn's just gone. They didn't know what it was when it hit. They just knew the winds were really picking up. And they went to the back of the house to hide. And then when they came out, their house mostly got untouched, but this one house down the road has just got, the roof is gone. Some, like, 2 barns are just gone. Like, right close to them, too.
Wow, they have spring already?
Huh?
They're in spring?
Right? It comes in hard in Kentucky. I'm glad they're okay, though. Apparently they had a close call. Mostly glad the house is okay, too. The worst they're losing is that tree. I mean...
I'm glad the house is okay. I mean, yeah, it's fine that they're okay, too, but I'm really worried about that house.
They would not be able to get another one.
Yeah, but if they're alive, at least they're alive.
I mean...
If the house is trashed enough, there's a risk.
I mean, if one of the things my mother was upset about was, like, this new swing that she got my dad got smashed by the tree, then things are mostly okay.
Okay, I am going to...
Look at that butt. Fish on it.
I'm going to grab this phone. We're going to copy without the template, or without the root, and then that should make this a lot easier. If I include the root, it's gonna break some things. So I can try just go see, screw this. So look, like, you're standing. No, you're not.
Shit, ponies. Why are you tapping? Seemed kind of random how you're clicking on.
No, I do that because then it puts it in the modification layer. I tab to go out of it and I tab back in and it just applies it. The other way to do it is just enter, but because of Control C and Control V on my left hand, I don't want to keep crossing the keyboard, so hitting tab twice is faster than going to hit enter. So it's just an efficiency thing. Yeah, see now my brain is thinking to hit that. Look, you're fine.
No, one's already sitting.
Good call. You're not. You're already done too. And I can also just, I could probably just paste and then move on to the next one. It's fine too. I just have this thing of, I want to know that what I did was locked in. I don't want to assume that this software is going to take care of it for me.
You know, the more I think about it, the more I realize Kentucky gets too many tornadoes. They lost a house when I was a baby.
Well, that's why you got the hell out of there.
I mean, this area does have less tornadoes. Not none, but less.
We have less, but it's also because we're not in the open. We have the cities. The cities have higher pollution and stuff, and so we tend not to get any. We're kind of on the outskirts a little bit more now, but most storms, you'd have to go further south or further west if you want tornadoes.
I think the time I went to England, they were like, "Welcome to England. Sorry about our bad weather." I'm like, "Do you guys get tornadoes?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, "Well, then it's not that bad." You're fine. Stop complaining. I didn't say that part, but I did say something about the tornadoes. They lost a house when I was a kid to a tornado. I had a close call myself one day at work when it just completely destroyed the exit down from my work. And now they just had another close call. Luckily the house is okay this time. It helps they live in an underground house. The one perk. Some of them neighbors weren't so lucky.
I got it.
You got the corona?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I self-diagnosed WebMD.
Probably have like 3 cancers then too.
It said that if you cough, you're dead. There's nothing you can do.
Can I have your stuff?
I also have 3 different types of leukemia.
I have 1.
That's cool.
No, wait, no. Another thing.
It says here I have leukemia. Wait, nope, just a cold. Aw. Wanted to be able to call into work. I probably should have copied the one that didn't have the broken tail.
That's a cute one. A part of its face is missing.
I had that selected. Apparently not. Horse.
It's like, no, there's someone dropped a chicken nugget back here. Is he gonna get it? You ever have a dog who like just puts his face between the cushions of a couch like all the time and you don't know why? I've had that dog.
Yeah, this horse needs to stop doing that.
Got the
She's
nuggies.
Like, oh, wait, no, she wants to go back. Close enough. So I decided to I want to fill up the first row before I start worrying about that second row fully.
Okay.
So that's why they're as they are.
Gross. Something about that pony is just gross.
Because he's male.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say it.
You said it many times before.
Well, I wasn't gonna say it this time. Look at that booper. It's a good booper.
She's got a little problem with her head. Oh, there it's fixed. Oh, he's like, talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Like, come back to my place. I want to poop with your face.
I want to boop.
I will poop you all night long. Right. Wait, she has a horn? She does. I'm gonna write that song. Hope you all not alone. It won't get copyrighted or nothing. Those disapproving head shakes are what I live for.
It was that life.
You stop that. Not cool, dude. No. Once he's taken. Probably by the other green pony. Good, now his neck's broken. No. He's clearly a changeling. Someone shoot him. At this point, I'm pretty sure he would be escorted out.
He's only performing a satanic ritual.
Most animals have tails. It's upsetting we didn't get one.
If we did, then it wouldn't be weird.
What, tails?
If you have something and it's been there all your life, you wouldn't be looking at it as, I wish I had that. And the whole point of having a tail, we have no purpose in.
I mean, I'm glad I have my hair on top of my head.
And then, like 5 years from now, you'd be like,
I know.
I miss the hair that was on the top of my head.
Yes. Look at that cute horse. No. Bring her back. She's super cute.
It'd be easy. You have a slot in the back, and then when you put on the pants, you button it up over the top.
No pants. We would just have to go without them. It would be a pantsless world.
There would be a whole different world. No, a lot of the purposes for tails are like for swatting away bugs or for balance. Neither we need.
I could use some balance.
Not that kind of balance.
Especially when I've been drinking.
A tail's not going to help you with that.
Why? You don't know.
The only way that would help you with it is if it was like a prehensile tail that had, that you could like,
I don't want that kind of tail.
Well, that would be the only one that would actually have any purpose in evolution. If you have a tail, when we have we are an embryo.
Tail. What they got? They got big roof tails.
Well, how would that benefit in terms of evolution?
How would it hurt?
Then in evolution that means we get rid of it.
No. You need the big roof. That probably looks like Dusty Cat's OC.
Doesn't have a beard.
True. If it's shaved.
Probably don't even have to fix these tails, but I feel like if I don't, one of them is going to be visible and I'm going to have forgotten it, and then it's going to bug the crap out of me. Nothing is worse than missing something really, really easy and simple and then having to spend the rest of your time staring at it.
It would just be you staring.
I have every video has something that I stare at that's a mistake. Shaking my monitor.
Why are you moving that much?
But then it shakes that. Don't shake the camera.
Shake, shake, shake.
That's why I cross my legs when I work on stuff here, because otherwise I do that too.
Nervous habit. Not sure what I'm nervous about though.
It's not a nervous, it's fidgeting. Thankfully, my current office has a pretty hard floor. Either that or nobody's complained. Because when I'm really getting into thinking, I can go nuts. I like bouncing. Almost on 2 left. How are you higher?
I know one purpose Tails would have for evolution. They'd be like considered super sexy, and you'd get all the ladies.
But everybody would have one, which means that nobody
but
has.
if you had the biggest, bushiest tail, you'd have
Michael, look at your head.
all the ladies. Huh?
Look at your head.
What about my head?
You'd have nothing. You'd have like 2 little strands.
No!
You'd have male pattern tail baldness.
If anything, there's more hair on my butt than ever. He's just like, no!
Things I don't want to think about, Michael. I'm locking my shaver up.
Oh, jeez.
Well, they say that,
Thanks. Appropriate response.
they say as the, your hair never really goes away. As you start balding, it just moves from your head to your back.
It just goes elsewhere, yes. It's so very true.
Okay, so that gets the... They're not moving, but it does get the ponies in there.
Yes.
Now that they're all moving, I am running at a frame rate of 2.5. And I probably don't want to drop much below like 1.
I think you'll finish just filling up those 2 rows and break it up.
Well, no, because I still have this group back here that's taking up that processing. It's just that's my copy-paste group. Once I am comfortable with having the seats in like copy-pastable groups, then I can get rid of that. Which means that this group alone could take up 21 seats. And 21 seats is up through about here.
Okay.
So I can easily do 3 rows. I want to try to get... I want to have this one really at a minimum. Because if I hit this one... Because if I only can get up to this seat and it maxes out, that's my crossover then. And if that's my crossover, it means that 2 is my main. So this would be my crossover. And then I'd fill in these 2. But those might be too much, which means that this would be my crossover. And then I'm sitting at like 4 renders for this one side. I want, if I can get to this... If I can get to this seat and this is the crossover, then it's a guaranteed 3 renders. For this side. And then this side I should be able to do solo. Because this is like 3... How many C's is that? 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So this is 12 right here. So yeah, this whole section I can do with 1 group. With 1 render. This is the hard render. And it has to be done again over here. So there's a berry punch right now. But yeah, if it starts getting to the point of with the lights on, I'm dropping below 1 frame on play. So right now it's at about 3. And how long does this take to render? Oh, a long time.
What does it say?
Yeah, it took... So this down here is saying how long for 16 frames. That's now... Oh, I hit the wrong button. It's from now to now. So
That's 1 frame.
at 16 passes, I want to try to do 128. So if you're doing 128,
It's going to take a while. This is going to be a couple overnighters.
so we're looking at starting now.
Might be one of those you leave your computer running for a couple days.
No, because it's only... No, this is where, like, if I were to render out this exact shot, this is how I normally would figure it out. Is I would go in here, and I would go... or not calculator, what the hell am I doing? That's later. Clock, stopwatch, and I would say, go. And I would say, how long does it take to... for 1 frame. This has been pretty accurate in the past for me. Okay, so we're looking at about 28 seconds per frame, and this is sitting at... Oh, that's a nice number. So this is... now I gotta go to the calculator. So this is 24 frames times by 4, and then how many frames past this? So like 5, we'll just say. So this is 101 frames times by 28. So you're looking at 28 seconds divided by 60, 47 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's where it's not that bad. But if I go and get into right now, if I hit play, it's dropping to like 3 frames a second. So if I get that down to 1, saying it's 3 times heavier, then that would be probably 3 to 4 times the render time, and then you're looking at 2 to 3 hours. But if it's super intensive, you could also see other problems, like it not working or overloading on the render. I don't want to do that. It's the dropping too many frames isn't really an issue. It's more of I don't want to have I don't want to have it go nuts with the render times, but it's mainly because if that goes to just really, really low, anytime I'm working on any other shot, so say like I'm doing something in this shot and it crosses into this one for a second, I have to deal with the sudden hit on the processing. So I would rather not have it be that intensive. I'm only going to do the one little grouping right now. Like I might just go up through like another row and then stop for now, because I still have to animate the rest of the people in this shot, and then I still have to also figure out how I want to do this shot, because in this shot everybody is supposed to be applauding, but it probably should be the same people applauding. So whatever I figure out is the max for a single render, I'm going to copy all those ponies over and paste it into that shot, and I need to grab Berry Punch here and get the animation for her from her, because right now she has her root sitting on this seat, and I'm going to assume that all the other ponies' roots are okay. So the roots I don't want to touch because they should all be the same. So what I need to do is grab the pelvis and move it away from its root to have them standing and doing whatever they need to do for like their applauding. So then I can just go to everybody in the audience and just copy paste that positioning away from the root, and that will let me very quickly exchange or add that animation to the whole audience without having to go one by one and redo all the everything. And that will then let me use the same audience, because otherwise it's like, do I just copy paste a whole new audience? So it's be the same people. At least that's my intent right now. But if I go and do everything on here, for one, I won't be able to fill all those chairs. What I'm going to have to do is build it basically to be done, save it as like render 1, then take everybody in these chairs and start playing musical chairs with them, like where you would grab, like, say, these 4 rows and put them over here, and grab these 2 and put them over here, and just start mixing and matching all the way back to Wiggle, and then save that as render 2. Then go to the next one and keep doing that until you have all your renders available. But at that point, it has to be 100% done. I can't do that if something else I have to be done. So, because I don't want to have multiple different save files that are all a little different. Besides that, but for now, we at least got done all this part, which is what I wanted to do tonight. Even if it's not getting done that part of it, that's fine. But I like this. And yeah, we're getting there. It's just it's really, now it's a lot of, other than the animating of them, there's a lot of tedium. But that's part of making. But yeah, all done for tonight. So thanks for stopping by. I will be back on Tuesday. And all that. However, have a good weekend. It's Friday, right? Yes.
Why is that one open?
Showing how masking works.
Yeah.
To hide his reflection here. And just about. So this is about following his face. I had to go and manually mask the whole thing. Kind of funny to watch though.
As you try to dodge him. As you slowly try to dodge his thing and mask him out.
Yeah, it was the only part I cared about was the water, because that stupid reflection that he makes is really annoying. So I masked it out with another render that he was not in.
It makes sense.
Where the bell just comes down and goes clunk on nothing. No problem. So I don't need to save that, and let's close that. All right, have a good one. Have a kitty. Where's Kitty? There's Kitty.
I think you're about ready to forget the kitty.
I'll never forget Kitty. Kitty's been there for 3 years now.
It's the consistency.
I should probably change it, but I can't.
No,
because Kitty.
it's iconic.
Yes.
That's why I come to the streams.
You could just save yourself for the end, then.
It's not the same.
All right, have a good one.